Hey guys, Coldbrew here. Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be on the test server. I know. Again, I don't have the camera. I don't have my proper mic setup, but I will be doing still videos until I get back going to the usual things. We are on the test server, as you can see, not on the not Coldbrew account with the 1 million gems. That's insane, right? What I want to talk about today is the changes. We have big changes to talk about, and that is about the artifact sets available in the game. We're getting a huge rebalancing of sets that you never honestly used before, right? The majority of the time we disregarded these sets for use on our champions, and most of the time we actually barely even farm for them. It's very surprising that they didn't touch the completely useless sets to us. They touched some sets that I have found use in the past, but I still wonder on how they think about some of these other sets and how they still think that these are worth the effort. Anyway, let's get going, guys. It's gonna be a big list of changes. We have about 7 gear pieces, gear sets that are changing, and I want to talk about each and every one of them. I'll compare it to the past versions of it, and then we can talk a little bit more about that. So the Fury set apparently is the first one in my list that I have. The damage increase as HP decreases. Okay, so what this was in the past, okay, it was kind of the same thing in the past. All right, so I'm guessing that it's going to be giving you a bigger boost. The Fury set is going to be giving you a bigger boost. So it used to be 5% damage for every 10% HP lost. Okay, so I'm guessing they will be able to stack up the damage potential even higher than that, because this is the only set that kept the same kind of premise as previously it had. So damage increase as your HP decreases. So this will still be like a huge set to have. And obviously you farm it from the Fahrenheit, so it's going to be a difficult one to acquire for sure, especially for the newer players. Next one in my list, guys, is going to be the Cursed set. This is the most interesting one out of the lot, I believe, because it provides something that everybody was looking for in their champion, kind of skill set, especially with recent changes, recent buffs to it. But let's have a look at this. Look at this. 50% chance to place a hex debuff for 2 turns. This is actually the most insane change out of all the sets. The hex debuff is so amazing that I believe this will be a set to look out for, and it's gonna make basically the Ice Golem the place to be when farming. If you are looking for hex, if you want to use kind of hex combos, let's say to help champions such as your Mishinagi add their debuffs, the hex debuff. I know that Mishinagi adds it on his own, but having another potential source of adding this debuff, the hex debuff, it's going to be huge. The hex debuff helps you do specific skills that benefit from hex, but also helps with damage potential since it amplifies the damage received by targets under the hex. Okay, if it's a single hit, they get 10% to the enemies with hex. If it's an AoE damage, I believe it's 2% of that damage is split around to the hex targets as well. So it's pretty huge. It's pretty huge for the Cursed set, especially if you compare how it was in the past. I believe it was a 75% chance for the hex, for the Cursed set to apply the heal reduction, which was honestly okay, but it really affects on how you think about the game, right? The heal reduction is not that important anymore for you to actually go for a Cursed set. That's why we didn't really use it. It does say stuff like particularly useful in the arena, blah, blah, blah. That's what they used to think. But it's not, I said, we ever farm specifically for using it as a way to decrease the healing, right? If this was 100% heal reduction, then maybe this would be a different discussion, especially if it was maybe for 3 turns. That will completely stop healers from being so strong in the game. But how it was in the past, it wasn't any useful at all for us. But now, with the hex, I think it's going to be a solid set to have at least 1 or 2 good ones. So I'm totally in for this change. I love it. Honestly, I think it's the best one so far. But let's carry on and have a look at some of these other sets. So Frenzy set is the next big one that honestly affects my my champions the most, because I do have a lot of the Frenzy set. So 5% turn meter for each debuff received. So this is huge. Obviously, if you are receiving debuffs, and this will be affecting the way that you earn that turn meter. So let's say you earn 1 you get one debuff, you get 5% boost to your Terminator. That can be very, very beneficial, especially if you know that you will be getting guaranteed debuffs every turn in terms of speed tuning. Um, I believe I'm not sure how this is going to work, but I believe it's going to be, additive in terms of the Terminator. So if you get 5 debuffs, you're going to get 25% Terminator. Obviously, higher than that is impossible to get so many debuffs in PvP situations. So it's mostly going to be PvE. Maybe you receive poisons and other debuffs in the Hydra. That can happen to have maybe 4 or 5 stacks of debuffs. It's a solid boost in Terminator. And if I compare it to the past on how the Frenzy set worked, I used to use it a lot on my champions for the Hydra. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it though now in the future. So let me find the Frenzy set. So the wearer's Terminator will increase by 10% for every 5% HP loss from each hit of an enemy attack. So if we compare the two, this is a huge nerf to the Frenzy set. It made the Frenzy set very, very interesting when you were losing HP. But now it just makes it a set that if you receive a debuff, you earn a little bit of Terminator. I think they should have kept it to 10% just to help us move a little bit quicker in terms of the debuffs that you receive. Because this one, the way that they change it, I don't think it's going to be the same anymore. I mean, I'll start unequipping it for my champions that benefited from this set. And the fun things you used to do in the past with this are going to be no longer the case. So yeah, no, it kind of sucks. But again, it brings into consideration in use for other situations where you know you'll be receiving debuffs. You won't be using this set if you also are running high resist. So that's going to be an issue. Unless you're fighting a boss that does unresistible debuffs and you want to get that guaranteed Terminator boost out of your Frenzy set. So the next one in my list is going to be the Retaliation set, guys. I want to very quickly go over this one because this is the most interesting one. We can see the past version of the Retaliation set, 35% chance to counterattack when attacked by an enemy, right? But this used to be a 4-set bonus. Keep that in mind as we go into the changes that happened on this one. Look at this. Retaliation now becomes a 2-set bonus. So it is possible to add it on top of, let's say, your lifesteal set. So a lifesteal set plus the Retaliation set. So these two together will be huge for, let's say, a champion for the clan boss. You will no longer require to have the counterattack setup. It's still not a guaranteed counterattack, but it's still there. It's still a 15% chance to counterattack to add on top of your damage potential. It will be helping a lot of players looking to add a little bit of damage on their clan boss team. From this set, this could be huge, okay? There's not that many 2-set bonuses that can help your champions, but champions that apply things with on-hit effects benefit from the counterattacks. And a best example of this is the Frozen Banshee. So she used to wear the 4-piece set. So now with the 4-piece set, you only get 30% chance. But this is not what you're looking for, right? You're either going to go heavy with this, like complete, 6 items to get the 3 times set bonus, or you just wear it with 2 gear pieces and then go for a different 4-set bonus so that you can actually just have that chance there for the counterattack. It doesn't mean much on a 15% chance. It's not huge. I understand that, but it's still there, guys, and it will be affecting, let's say, over the course of a battle in the clan boss. So I'm definitely in for this change. Regarding the Retaliation set, kind of like it. I think it's strange that they only done it with this one, I believe, but it's still huge. And yeah, I'm really hopeful for setups that can actually be using the Retaliations. It's gonna help them a lot with the damage. Next up, guys, we have the Curing set. Okay, Curing set wasn't really a set that we used to use, but some champions could benefit from it, especially big healers like Bogoth could benefit from this. So 20% bonus to your heals. That was still in the past, right? But then look at this. Bonus heal restores destroyed HP. This is the part that is very, very big, okay? The bonus heal will be huge, okay? It used to be just 20% bonus heal. But it is important to know that the restoring of destroyed HP is a big thing to have to consider, especially for things like the Fire Knight, the hard version of the Fire Knight, where you get a lot of destroyed HP. It really affects your team's potential. And then you also have to consider the Hydras, all right? The 25% max HP destroyed, that is huge. And you always have to consider that. So having your healer with this set could be potentially great. The 20%, it's still the same, right? As we see here, but it is much different. Like let's say if you compare the blessing that we all have potentially to our healers for the Hydra, it's a chance, right? It's a chance to restore the max HP. So I understand that, but it is not that great because you need to have it at a 5-star. Okay, it is it is a difficult thing to do, right? Get the miracle healed 5-star, 6-star to have the guaranteed chance to restore the max HP. I don't know. I still probably will be running miracle heal plus the curing set on my healers, but overall, I like this change, but I'm not actively going to be looking at for this set. So I don't know what you guys think so far about the changes. And then finally we have the Affinity Breaker. So the Affinity Breaker, this is the other set that they changed. It's still a 4-set bonus, but now they changed it from a 20% chance that it used to be to a 50% chance to change the weak hit to a critical hit. So if you guys don't know already, the chance to do a weak hit is at a 35%. So 1 out of 3, right? You do a weak hit when you are bad affinity. So let's say you're magic and you're fighting force, you can do a weak hit. It doesn't change the fact that it's 35% chance. It's 35% chance. So if you happen to be unlucky and you are doing a weak hit, then this set will be turning that at a 50% chance. So 50-50, it will be ignoring that weak hit. It's still a good set now, I think, but I will not be using it as a way to get my champions who might have that affinity disadvantage. Let's say my ninja for the clan boss. Most setups already have that are established on YouTube, guys. If you check it out with ninja, most of them have the affinity potential there, and they consider that when building the champion. So I will not be changing to an affinity breaker just because of this change. It needed to be 100% chance. If it was 100% chance and just that 100% chance to never do a weak hit, this would be the biggest set in the game. And don't even add the crit damage. I would still think that change would be huge, especially for players doing the arenas when they are looking for not doing weak hits. They would equip that set on debuffers. They would equip that set on champions that they know they suffer from the weak hit. So that would change a lot of the dynamics of the game. But I don't think they want to go with that because of how strong the Void champions are. So they still added that RNG in there to make it not the biggest set possible for using on non-Void champions who suffer from the weak hits. Okay, so these are the changes, guys, coming in from the patch. We also have L'Oreal. I'll probably cover her in another video. I'm not going to be covering her today. Hopefully I'll have my computer back by that time, and I'll be back to the normal uploading schedule. Thank you all for supporting the channel so far. I appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you in the next one. See y'all.